welcome to the video today, guys. And I just wanted to come on here today with a quick message for those who are struggling right now and they almost feel stuck. And I hope that this video is a gentle reminder to you, and hopefully it will resonate with you. And if it does, it does. If it doesn't, then feel free to carry on scrolling. But there comes a point in the journey where everything has been broken down. Everything has been stripped away from us. Our whole identity has changed. And we're now in this place where we don't know how this is going to unfold in terms of our life moving forward. And we can almost stay stuck in this point. And it's a very important message today, that if you feel that your life has been changed in so many dramatic ways, and that all you have to do is anchor into the trust and surrender, which so much of that is true, but to a point where you don't feel like you have to move or make any kind of decision or forward motion yourself, you will continue to stay stuck. It's this balance of rest, presence, being in time of uncertainty. But we also have to remember that we are living a 3D presence, as we are as a 3D avatar in this world, and we still have to live as our human existence. We can't live in the higher planes. We can't live in the highest state of consciousness, although that is the frequency that we are. Our frequencies and our consciousness have expanded. Hence the reason why everything feels so disorientating and different to what we've always known. But at the same breath, we can't just lie back and say, okay, the soul's going to work all this out, and from now we don't have to do anything, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow and everything's going to feel better. Unfortunately, that's not the way it is. And I'm not here to worry anyone. It's just to give them that bit of guidance, because I know I needed it myself at one point, that I would almost just throw my hands up and say, well, that's it, I'm not doing anything. But there's a whole difference from that to actually still making the correct moves forward in the direction that you want to go with your life. Because ultimately, we are co-creating our reality. And although the soul is guiding the way, is our compass, is our navigation system, is our intuition, we feel the calling, we know what's wrong, we know what's right, but we still have this confusion on how we're going to navigate this new way of being. And it's important that we don't drift off into spiritual wonderland and almost give up on ourselves as a 3D person presence that we are. We still have to fit into society. We still have to pay bills. We still have to do some of the things that we don't want to do, although we're embodying a higher state of being and a higher state of consciousness. And it becomes even more confusing because we almost don't know how we are going to move forward. So we end up in this perpetual cycle of looping and spinning, and ultimately keeping ourselves stuck, held back. The consciousness has expanded. The soul is now guiding the way. But our 3D world and how we see it through the mind is not where we want it to be yet, or may not be where we want it to be yet, although we know everything is different. So I hope this doesn't sound too confusing to you, but the point of the video is ultimately you still get up every day and make the positive steps and actions to better your life. And please don't stay stuck in a fairy tale spiritual wonderland of unicorns and rainbows, and which is ultimately going to keep you stuck. There's only so much spiritual guidance you're going to find through YouTube, through videos, through spiritual teaching, through practices. And ultimately, it's down to us. No one else. Nobody else is going to tell us what we can or should do or how we should do it. Everyone is walking their own individual path at their own pace. And ultimately, you can only figure it out for yourself. So again, this video is not to scare anyone or to say that you're going to stay stuck, or that you, excuse me, acting in presence or spending time in nature or choosing to distance yourself from family, friends, and you know, because you think you're living in a higher plane than they, and no one will relate, but ultimately you're not moving forward with your life. That's the pinnacle there. We can't stay stuck. We can't stay a hermit forever. We can't stay locked behind closed doors. We have to move. The soul is going to support us with the direction that we go, but ultimately we have to balance the soul and the mind, the 3D presence, and start making desirable, valuable actions moving forward. We have to start creating our life ourselves as well, whilst balancing out, and through the mist, through the confusion. It's such a bizarre journey at times, and we don't know how to navigate it. We don't know whether we're pushing too hard. We don't know whether we're having enough rest, or when we are resting, the mind's taking over and we're looping thoughts in our head and replaying situations of past, and am I crazy? You know, have I made all this up? And as we're about to break through and actually start unraveling our new way of being and our new life unfolding in front of us, we do hit a point where the universe, the soul, God will test us. It'll almost be like a final purge to say, okay, you've got the intuition, you've got your guidance, you know the direction you want to go in, but are you going to step into that new life that you dream about, that you want, that you know that is there for you? Or are you going to curl up and be defeated right at the point when you were just about to break through? And I've done it before. I've been through dark nights, and I know, looking back, at that point I reverted back to my old way of being, and I didn't trust the journey. I had made the steps correctly going forward, but I bottled it at the last minute, and ultimately I had to relive. Not straight away. The universe will allow you to sink back, revert back for a short period of time, maybe a month, maybe a couple of months, maybe even a year. But I promise you that if the lessons are not learned and you are walking the path, that you will resit what you're sitting now. And don't be that person. Be the person to trust, to know that the calling was more, to know that you haven't made this up, that you're not crazy, you're not going insane, and you've done the work. Know that you've done the work. Trust. Be present as much as you can. Don't stay stuck, which is ultimately how I started this video. You do not stay stuck. You have to keep moving forward. You will know when something is trying to pull you back into your old way of being. You will know. Deep in your chest, you will know. It's not something you'll have to go away and think about. You will feel it straight away, and your mind will try and push you back into that situation. And it's at that point, do you pass the test, or do you revert back to your old ways? And I know I've gone on quite a lot about different things right now, but if this video resonates with you, you will know, and you will understand what I'm saying to you. So there's so many different places we end up, or situations we end up in this journey, and we have to lean into the soul. But at the same breath, we choose not to stay stuck. We do not have to suffer forever. We do not have to stay down, out, behind four walls, away from the world. And that point, you have to move. You have to move. You move or you stay stuck. You use what you've learned over the period of time that you've been through, and then we move forward. We go back into the world with what we know. We don't have to explain. We don't have to tell everyone what we've been through, or what we're doing, or why we're different. We're not any more special than anyone else. We're just walking a different path. So I know I've had a bit of a ramble on this video, but again, it either resonated with you or it didn't. And hopefully there's a message here throughout the ramble that I've just done for you, and you could take something from it. Ultimately, your soul knows the way. Listen to your intuition. That will always guide you in the right direction. But remember, you still have a mind, you still have an ego. Although the ego is not as powerful as what it used to be, because the soul now guides the way. But you're still going to have the mind try and take you back. Try and pull you back into them situations. And that's it right there. So if you're at that point where you're thinking, oh God, such phone today, or my ex-girlfriend or my ex-boyfriend phoned up, or sent a message, or circle of friends, or an environment that you thought you pulled yourself away from, they come knocking. Are you going to go back? Or are you going to stay true to yourself and see this through and start living the life that you are here to live? Okay, if you did like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you do like to give us a subscribe, that'd be much appreciated. I've got links in descriptions below if you want to have a little look around at some of the platforms that I've built that can offer you some guidance, some teaching, some extra wisdom, if you like. Or if you want to reach out to me personally, feel free. Drop me a message, and I'll reply back to you. So keep going. You're doing better than what you know, but don't give up right at the last minute. God bless. Love you.